Well, as you just saw, this championship gets better and better. A few changes in the calendar for 2002. Millbrook was in. And nice to see Tavern back with the Fat Albert stages after they cancelled last year's due to the foot and mouth crisis. And we were in the Channel Islands for the last round on some closed roads. Well, let's have a reminder of what happened on the first round. Avon Park, the South Coast stages. So the first of two events to be held here by Bournemouth and District Car Club. This one being held over 2 days, giving some excellent mileage and value for money. That makes it attractive to those travelling long distances, the Brocklebanks. And for those competitors coming over from Jersey, Paul and Marquand. Well, first out on stage, the Fursulands, who have dominated here at Avon Park for quite a few seasons. Would there be anyone this year to break the Fursulands' stranglehold? Paul King, Paul Hollingham, and there was a whisper on the street saying that last year's runners-up were going for the outright win this year. But in the same class as the Pauls, Bournemouth's Dean Thomas and Ryan David. They were flying, but on Mazda Bend they nearly followed Simon May into the rough. The best off of the day went to Dale Crowsley when he parked up in the middle of the figure of 8. But he wasn't the only one, just enough room for one more. Wilf Jones had spent a lot of time and money on the Escort, which seemed to be paying off. He was flying, but after this event, the car was stolen. Last year's winner of the championship, Chris Powis, carried on where he left off. He won Class A, scoring 2002 points. Well, this year's championship hopefuls, Paul King and Paul Hollingham, didn't get their maximum 20 points. Dean Thomas and Ryan David getting top score in Class C. The long trip over from Jersey paid off for Paul and Marquand, again a jub. They got their maximum 20 points in Class D. Also over from Jersey, Sean Petch. He's quick, but when there's someone quicker behind him, he gets out of the way. who went on to win the event? You guessed it, the Furzelans. Well, Sutton and Cheam were in for another busy year. They'd already run the loco stages. They had a good entry for this one. Even managing to attract Paul Shelmerdine out of semi-retirement. Mark Slater was here in his new 6R4. Well, they didn't have an engine for the first round, but they're back. The Fossies. And Paul and Marquand and Gaynor Judd were hoping for more points, but they were having intercom problems. And another round for the Brocklebanks, down from Grimsby.
Yeah, we're getting used to it now. I mean, it's the second time here. We've lasted a little bit longer this time, touch wood so far. First time here we only lasted a stage and a half. But now we're getting used to it. Shall a bit of a moment on the top of the hill, big time this morning. Apparently it was the highest first thing this morning, so we calmed that down a bit now, and we're sort of getting into the rhythm and getting used to it, and yeah, it's going well. It's real good, definitely.
Well, Dean Thomas had a good first round, even though he was recovering from a broken foot.
Hello, Dean. And how's the foot, first of all, and then how's the car?
Not too bad. The foot's better than the car, let's put it like that. We've tried some new brakes, which have been all right, and on the last stage we've just snapped the gear stick. So we're struggling to find gears. But I think we're still about fourth, something like that, fourth or fifth, so we're going all right. I don't know who's winning the class, hopefully us, but so far so good.
Well, although he'd never been to Longcross before, looking favourite to win the event was Paul Kirtley, but he was losing time on the afternoon stages from faulty power steering. At the end of the day, Chris Powis had done it again, winning Class A by 3 minutes, another maximum 20 points. Gary Hayter scored the maximum 20 in B. But Dean Thomas didn't finish the event, so that left Paul King to take the maximum 20 in C. The Brocklebanks were happy with 17 points in D. Well, surprising himself on new rubber and taking the maximum 20 points in D, Lee Williams. 20 in E and winning the event, Paul Shelmerdine.
After a long and hard-fought day, I presume, or I think, that you're provisionally the winner for today. Is that correct?
Well, so Steve says, yeah. Apparently the Subaru had a little bit of trouble with power steering on the last 2 or 3, and we got it into gear. It's the first time out in a new car, and kept the pedal down. I think we've won it. So we're quite pleased. I mean, Sutton and team have put on interesting stages. First time out in a new car. Had to come back out of retirement and do it one more time. And yeah, the event's been run very well. The car's gone well. Good service team. Quite enjoyed the day so far. Very good.
What more could you ask?
Nothing really. No, very pleasant. Good day, and we'll be back.
Well done, and thank you for coming out of retirement.
All right, thanks. We'll see you again. All right.
Long Cross again, this event organised by Craven Motor Club. And you'll remember the big Long Cross moment from last year. The lane's Darien catching fire. I'm sure Craven won't want that happening again. Having a moment of his own, Mark Slater. Well, the tank ramps have given us some entertainment over the years. Justin O'Brien with a heavy landing.
Ah, an eventful morning, Justin, am I right?
Yeah, it's been quite a good one, all right. We hit a gate on the first post, on the first stage, and did that. And we also hit another post and damaged the rad. So by the time stage 4 came, it was overheating anyway. So I thought the most we can do now is get one good photograph off the yump. And in doing that, we bent the front of it when it landed. So now we've got 2 weeks to get it ready for Abingdon and see if we can straighten her out.
And a lot of work. Is this going to be your job, or have you got lots of helpful friends?
My job now. Somebody who knows what they're doing. We might even get a driver who knows what they're doing next time as well. So.
Good luck for it then.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers.
Well, by the afternoon, things look very close on the leaderboard.
Ah, another stage under the belt, Paul?
Yes, yeah, we took another 2 seconds out of Straker, so hopefully we're still first overall. But I think Steve Foss is just taking some time out of us, but we'll see how we go. It's going well. It's going well. Touch wood.
Certainly is. 4 people up there within 4 seconds of each other.
Yeah, it's real good. It's real proper proper rallying this is, definitely. Real tight, real
So
tight.
the south of England is pretty good then?
Definitely. Better than up north, but I didn't say that.
Thank you.
Well, let's go on board with the Fossies and see how close these stage times really were. Brocklebank's time, 7:01. Close. Well, at the end of the day, Dennis Cooper scored 20 points in E, spurred on by his service crew.
Equal opportunity employer.
Trevor Owen scored his second maximum 20 points in B. Class A, and it was that man Powis again, winning his class by a full 2 minutes. But another 20 points in C for King and Hollingham, after winning their class by just 8 seconds. And they won the battle for first overall, and also 20 points in D, the Fossies. Well, let's stay with the Fossies for their first ever trip to Millbrook on round 4, organised by West Essex Car Club. Nice. Well, a busy weekend of motorsport here at Abingdon. Sprint on the Saturday and a rally on the Sunday, and this one's jointly organised by Sutton and Cheam and Farnborough District Motor Clubs. And this event sees a lot of money being raised for charity. The stages on the Sunday and the shot of the day had to go to Steve Colville. Finishing this stage on 3 wheels. And the word on the street was that Chris Powis, last year's winner of the championship, was busy building his own house. Would that leave the door open for King and Hollingham? And with Powis missing from Class A, the Gibson brothers saw another door open. Well, the weather took a turn for the worse, but Paul King didn't want to ease off too much. There were points to be had. Fossies were going for their third 20 points in a row, but nearly came a cropper when an earlier car had dropped some oil on stage. Well, the Gibsons took full advantage of the missing Powis and took the maximum 20 points in A. Charlie Reese in his new car for the first time took maximum points in B. Paul King, Paul Hollingham now starting to open up a gap at the top. Maximum in C. The Fossies got their third 20 points in a row. Maximum again in D. Paul Hodges was getting used to his new 6R4, 17 points in E. And getting his first 20 points in E, Jeff Bennett. Well, one of the top 2 6R4s were favourite to win the event. But it wasn't to be. They were developing more and more problems as the day went on. And so the event was eventually won by a last-minute blistering run from Simon Major. Bath Motor Club organising this event, and they'd ordered some nice July sunshine. Tom Lambert was here, being harassed by last year's winner, Peter Lloyd. Still making their presence felt for the championship, the Brocklebanks. And Chris Powis was back. Would he be denting King and Hollingham's ambitions?
Well, after 4 stages, Chris, how's it going?
It was going okay. I mean, we're down on Paris, not really our type of venue, this. I think we were third in class. It's just too big, too quick, and we're underpowered. It's going okay, third in class up until that stage we've just finished. And we did a drive shaft over on the far side there, about halfway round, so we had to tootle in very quietly. Had a drive shaft in the van. We've got it changed. A lot of help from the guy next door, so a big thank you to him. And with a bit of luck, we'll be out for the next stage. But I don't think we'll make the time up today. And I think if we can finish third in class and be the first Central Southern car home, then that'll be a result today. Okay,
thank you.
Very much indeed.
Well, King and Hollinghamn needn't have worried. Those mechanicals saw Powis retire from the event. There was a battle going on for the top spot all day long between the 3 Metros, the Furzellands, the Stojanovs, and Peter Lloyd and Steve Snook. Tom Lambert still getting harassed. Well, at the end of the day, the Gibsons again made the most of the missing Powis and scored another maximum 20 points in A. Scoring 20 in B, Martin Thomas. Still on track in C, King and Hollinghamn. Stojanovs didn't finish. Overheating problems. Despite being climbed over by the Metro of Peter Lloyd, Tom Lambert got the maximum 20 in D. The Furzellands couldn't catch Lloyd, so they settled for 20 in E. So it had to be the winners of the event, Peter Lloyd, Steve Snook. Well, let's briefly look at something different. Sutton and Cheam had been organising sprints at Longcross. This was the Scorpion Sprint. And remember that I mentioned last year's Longcross moment. Well, this was this year's. Luckily, driver Mick Bale was okay, and the rescue teams were quickly on the scene. It's good to know they're on call if you need them. Keeville Airfield, and this event jointly organised by Tavern Car Club and the Royal Air Force MSA. The Fursulands wanting a good result as they didn't finish this event last year. Tom Lambert's hoping to give the Fursulands some competition. Starting to lose valuable time here on this first stage. This dusty hairpin giving a few problems in the morning. Andy Orchard. Gary Lequadu sees the gap and only just sees the gate post. Paul Brocklebank makes it look easy, even gets applause from the marshals. The entertainment crew of the day must have been Tavern's Dave and Lynn Harris. And flying the flag for the ladies, Angela Morris.
So Angela, how are you finding the stages?
It's really good here. I've not been on sort of semi-loose before, so it's a bit of a learning curve for me, but I think the combination is perfect. It suits the little car, the 205, and we're having just such fun. Yeah, I really like it here.
How are you doing in your class?
After stage 2, I think I was 10th, which is about what I would expect. Hoping to improve on that during the day, but considering we've had an off over the back there, yeah, probably that's quite good.
Well, if you like watching Mark IIs in action, have a look at this. Stuart and Teresa Fossey. Dave and Lynn Harris. Put them both together and it begs the question, did they go to the same driving school? And the entertainment just kept on coming. So to the points, and a pattern was beginning to show. Max in A, the Gibsons. Dave Smith taking the Max in B. King and Hollingham, tops in C. But we lost Class D contenders, the Fosseys and the Brocklebanks, with gearbox trouble. Tom Lambert taking the 20 points. And winning the event and picking up 20 more points in E, the Furzelands. Well, we're back at Avon Park, this one organised by Southern Car Club, and there was no sitting on their laurels for the present King and Queen, the Furzelands. The Fosseys gave them an early morning wake-up call when they were quickest on the first stage. Gary Hayter contesting Class B, wanting points. Perhaps trying too hard. The Gibsons have done some work on the suspension. Hoping for more points in A. And over the year, quietly chipping away at the points in A, Mick Wardell. And Avon Park in March was the only round that King and Hollingham haven't scored maximum points. Giving the marshal something to do, Anson Shaw. John Blaber and Tim Hines not wanting to be left out. Well, it got a bit damp in the afternoon, but that didn't put the Gibsons off. Maximum 20 points in A. Gary Hayter got what he came for. Maximum in B. And their 7th maximum 20 points on the trot for King and Hollingham in C. It's looking good for overall honours in the championship. The Fossies took the maximum points in D, but it still wasn't enough to topple the Furslands from the throne. They win at Avon Park again. Back at Longcross with Sevenoaks and District Car Club. And Charlie Rees was introducing someone new to the sport. Navigator for the day, John Casey.
Morning, John. First time in motorsport. How are you feeling?
I'm pretty excited about today. Really looking forward to the experience.
Yeah, and you confident?
Yeah, pretty confident, yeah. I think we've covered about everything.
Have you had a good look at the map?
Yeah, I had a bit of help from James Griffiths, who normally rides with Charlie. He's been through the maps and we've had a look at some of the split points and some of the nasty points on the course, so yeah.
So you know where you're going?
Well, yeah, I think I know where I'm going. I hope I do, yeah.
And straight away a turn up for the books. The Foss's red arrow pointing the wrong way. Stewart putting that down to cold tyres, and he looked a bit angry after that. Also on cold tyres, John Eaton. He'd managed to hit the very first chicane. But it was looking good for the dynamic duo, King and Hollingham.
Hello, Paul. How's it going?
Hi. Yeah, very well today. Lying 6th overall, leading the class by about 18 seconds. I think if we do well today, we score another 20 points in the championship. It's looking good for the year. So yeah, fingers crossed. With another 3 events to go. So.
Well, with the Gibsons marshalling on this, their club's event, the Class A 20 points went to Rob Reynolds. Class B went to Charlie Rees and his newly converted to the Sport Navigator, John Casey.
Done, John. You finished? How was your introduction to motorsports?
Well, I've had one of the best days that I can ever remember. It's been absolutely fantastic. In fact, my face is hurting. I've been smiling so much all day, so it's been fantastic. You know, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Charlie for letting me sit beside him, and for James for letting me have his seat for the day, and also Sevenoaks Club for the fantastic fantastically well organised event that they've put on today. It's been absolutely brilliant. Great introduction to rallying.
So you'd do it again?
I certainly would, if they'd have me.
And they got their 20 points in C, King and Hollingham. One more good finish should see them lift the 2002 championship. The Fossies didn't finish, taking maximum points in D, fellow Jersey crew Paula Marquand and Gaina Jupp. The points in E went to Dennis Cooper. And winning the event in the Subaru, George Thor and Tony Ettlinger.
Four, three, two, one, go. Into four left.
Bournemouth's second event here at Avon Park, and we had some drama on the first stage. While the marshals were trying to sort out 77, John and Sharon Mills had broken down just after the blind brow. You can just see them parked up against the trees, and they just got out of the car to find the problem when this happened. Luckily, everyone was okay. Just some bruising. Well, they'd done their calculations. All the two Pauls had to do was finish this event third in class or better, and they would be the 2002 Tarmac champions. And the situation was being watched closely, because if King and Hollingham win the championship overall, then everyone else in Class C would move up one place, including Dean Thomas and Ryan David. Brian Harris and Fiona Scarrett could move into the top three in Class C. Class D was hotting up, and it would be a close run thing. The Fossey had dropped out for the year, so it was Paula Marquand flying the flag for Jersey. But Steve Colville was keeping Paul on his toes. But don't forget the Brocklebanks. They picked up the 20 points in D on this event. Class B and the maximum points today went to Martin Owen. But Class B in the championship, and it looked like Gary Hayter had it all sewn up. With second place being fought over by Mike Hall. And Angie Morris. Class A in the championship was all but wrapped up. The Gibsons scoring another 20 points on this event. Well, even with 2 rounds to go, they've done enough. Third in class meant that King and Hollingham couldn't be caught. You're looking at the 2002 Tarmac champions. Bovingdon with the Royal Navy MSA, and there'd be a battle for overall honours on this one. We've just seen the Furslands running car 1. This is the Lanes. They travelled up from Plymouth for this one. And running car 3, a new car for Mark Welsh. Bit of a damp and slippery start to this one. And we should find out who looks favourite to win Class D in the championship. Paul Marquand, hoping to hold off the challenge from Steve Colville. But the story of the morning going to Dean Thomas, flying in the wet, even quicker than Steve Fursland on one stage. But with the rain stopping and a fresh wind quickly drying out the stages, Dean wasn't as fast. But with King and Hollingham not here, it looked good for another 20 points.
Right, you're looking fast out there, Dean. How's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad. With the dry weather we're struggling a bit, but I think we're about 3rd or 4th. We were 3rd up until the last one, so...
Is this your last event for this year?
Yeah, it is, yeah, definitely.
What are your plans for next year?
No idea, to be honest. All depends if someone gives us a sack of cash. We'll buy something new and fast. No idea.
Well, the trips over from the Isle of Wight seem to have paid off for Chris Lee. He's been chipping away at the points and looks on for a top 3 place in Class C in the championship. He's also got a new project on the go.
And what are your plans for next year?
Depends on the bank balance. I've got another car. I've got a Mark II Escort, which I'm slowly gathering the bits for, and it's nearly all together. I've been racing grass racing for 17 years, and I've got a 230 brake horsepower, normally aspirated, dry sumped Cosworth. That's going in the rally car. So possibly towards the end of next year, depending on how well I can get to put it together, finances, we will be out in a Mark II, and it's going to be, well, not no expense spared, but it's going to be something special.
Oh, brilliant.
Well, the Gibson's got another 20 points. Class A in the championship is definitely theirs. Dean Thomas and Ryan David got their 20 points in C. No one can catch them now. But Class D is going to the last round. Paul Marquand and Gaynor Jubb got another 20 points on this round and look favourites. But Steve Colville and Fiona Thornton could pinch it if the Channel Islanders don't finish their home event. Well, the weather was okay for the official start of the rally, but by the time the first stage was due to start, we had 80-mile-an-hour winds. Closed roads and in the dark, we were in for some fun. Let's have a bird's eye view. Let's go on board with Paul and Mark 1 and gain a jump. Well, everything tickety-boo with Paul, but the strong winds were causing a problem. After this 90 right, you'll see tape blowing across the stage. Some crews not knowing if they were on stage or not. That was Dale Crowsley pointing out the problem. But that wasn't the only problem. Some people were just going too fast. Well, those night stages saw a few casualties, one being Steve Colville. So that meant that Paul and Mark 1 and Gaynor Jupp were winners of Class D in the championship. Not only that, on day 2 they found themselves winning this event too. Until this happened. An oil feed had been ripped off, so they retired. Richard Ives took over briefly as event leader. But then his gearbox expired. The rest of the UK crews that were left in it were really enjoying themselves, including our 2002 champions who were just getting on the pace. But as we know, anything can happen in rallying. Their engine went bang. So that's it for this year. Congratulations to all our award winners. And congratulations to the Bournemouth crews for massing the most points again. Well, we hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you in 2003.